Alright, so hello there. Today we're going to do a pathfinding stuff. What I want to do is make this cube go to this sphere using ROBLOX pathfinding, and I want to implement cool stuff like doors or mod for the cube to not walk on. So I have here a simple script where I'm getting the pathfinding service. This is the cube and the sphere, and the sphere is basically the target and the cube is origin of the path. So I'm creating a path and I'm sending this table, the agent parameters, and I'm just sending the agent radius, which is 2, and agent height, which is 4. The waypoints are equal to nil. Here is a while true loop, so this will repeat again and again a lot of times. And here I'm computing the async for the path with the origin of the cube position and the target to the sphere position. I'm getting the waypoints of that path, and then I'm calling this function from here to move to the second waypoint, because basically the first waypoint is just the cube position. Then I'm waiting half a second. First I'm checking over here if the waypoint actually exists, because if it is equal to nil, we're just going to return and nothing from here will happen. So I'm just using twin service to make it look a bit more polished, to move the cube to the position of the waypoint. You should see that the cube is basically going to the sphere. Can I move it? No. And it's doing pretty well, but what if we add doors? You can give it an attribute, so I call it isDoor. I will make it a boolean and I will set it to true. So now if we run this, the cube should not be able to move. Yeah, it can't move because there is this part here. We can just create a pathfinding modifier, make sure to parent it to the door, and set the pass through to true, and like that's it. Now the cube should be able to go to the door. Alright, as you see here. And what if we actually want to detect when the cube goes into the door and open it? So to do that, we're going to our main script and let's create a new function for a local function open door. Now we need the waypoint A, and which is a path waypoint, and the waypoint B, which is another path waypoint. So just before I call move, I will call open doors, or you can call it after, doesn't really matter actually. Open door, and we're going to send the waypoints to, which is basically the next position the cube is going to be. The cube isn't really moving right now on the second waypoint, so basically I sent the next waypoint and the next waypoint after the next waypoint. If that makes any sense, I will put an image so you can see right now on the screen. And what I'm going to do is cast a ray between those two positions of the waypoints, which are vector trees, and I will detect if a door is in that ray, and if it is, we're just going to open a door. So let me just make a if waypoint A is equal to nil, or waypoint B is equal to nil, then return. So basically, if waypoint A doesn't exist or waypoint B doesn't exist, we're just not going to do anything. Now we already know that the waypoints actually exist and we can get the position, so I'll call this a vector A is equal to waypoint A dot position, and local vector B is equal to waypoint B dot position. And I will actually say that these are vector trees for it to make a bit more sense. let's get a direction between those two waypoints. That we have to say vector b minus vector a dot unit. In ROBLOX we have to multiply the direction by a number, so that's like the array length. It doesn't make any sense. I will put an image right now on the screen so you can see what I'm trying to say. And the length of the array will be basically the distance between those two waypoints. Vector b minus vector a. So I'll multiply this by distance, and now we can just cast the array. So let's say local result is equal to workspace raycast. Origin is the vector a to the direction, and we need some params. Let's actually create them now. Local params is equal to raycast params dot new. Let's set them to whitelist, so we only have the doors. And now for the distance, I'm going to set them in the script over here, just before I get the result of the raycast. I would say params dot filter this instances. Sorry for that, I don't really know how to pronounce this very well. I will say workspace that let's actually make a folder for doors. Actually, you can use collection service or something else if you like. That's actually a better idea, but I'm a bit lazy now, so I will just make a folder in workspace. Call it doors. Workspace.doors, get children, and I will pass in the params. And now let's check if result, then if result dot name is equal to door, and actually let's just leave it like that for now, or maybe get attribute is door is equal to true. I'm just going to say result dot instance. Oh, sorry, we need that instance here too. That transparency is equal to 0.5, or maybe let's make it higher. I just see there are a bunch of ends here, so I'll get rid of them just by saying this. If not result, then return end. That's a good way of getting rid of the ends. Basically, if there isn't any result, this code won't continue if you don't know what happens here. So now it goes, and let's see if he opens the door. It does, so that's very good. Now to close it, you have to create a new thread, and to do that you say spawn function wait 3 seconds, and I'll just copy this line, and I will say 0. And if you don't know about delay, it's basically the same thing, but like this. It's just the same thing as spawning a function, but waiting 3 seconds. This is just a wasted seconds and spawns a function. So now let's check here if it is a door, and if the door is open, isn't open, and the result that instance that transparency is equal to 0. Let's see how this works. Alright, it does not. Let's see what's the issue. Alright, so sorry for this, but I have an issue over here. Actually, I should check from the first waypoint and the second one. Basically, this is a cube.position. But to make a bit more sense, I'll just set cube.position. Or unfortunately, I can't because it's a path waypoint. So you just have to know this is the cube position, and this is the next waypoint, and we can check here if there is any door in between. That's a better idea. Oh, they misspelled something. Rain. See, now this should hopefully work. Yeah, so it is opening the door and wait 3 seconds and the door closes. If you want to get even more fancy, you can detect when the cube arrives to the next waypoint after the door and close the door after. So now let's get to the mod thing. So I have here some mod, and I don't know about you, but I personally do not like to work on mod too many times. And if you are a normal person, you might not like to. So I'm gonna call this mod, and for the start I will just go into my script, go to the agent parameters, I will make a class table, and inside of it I will put a mod is equal to, let's make it a 50, and now basically the cube will try to just not work on mod as much as possible. So we have some mod here, and what I want is the cube to go open the door, go here. Actually, I'm just going to clone this door and put it here too. Alright, so I want the cube to go here, open the door, go here, and then when he gets here I want him to go just after the mod and go and go to the sphere. So in order to do that, we will have now to get a workspace into the mod, and let's insert a Pathfinding modifier. You don't have to set path through, I don't really need it for this example. Make sure to call it just the same as you to call the label, just the same as here in the cast, and then just hit run and watch it happening. Cube tried to not work on mod. I will bring the cube here just to make things a little bit more faster. And if I now make mod here, if I just put more mod, the cube will just work on it because it tries to get to the sphere, and the only way to do that is to work on mod. Alright, so we can now even set a concrete. So I put here a concrete. I'm going to go into the script and write concrete is equal to, let's make it 10. So basically the higher the cast is, the more the cube will try to not go on that thing. So this has a cast of 50 and this has a cast of 10. So basically the cube will try to go on the concrete instead of mud. But if I make this, the cube will just try to go to on the normal base plate and just not touch anything, which is what I want. I forgot to go into my concrete from here. I'm actually going to rename it to concrete, and the label will be concrete. Make sure to not forget to change the label. Yeah, I do see it works on concrete and then goes with the sphere. So I think that's it for today. One thing I want to mention is that you can also create some kind of fire or something just like that. I'm actually just going to make some lava because that's a bit more easy. So this seems like a nice red. Alright, so I don't want him to touch any lava, and I'm just going to set a cast of lava is equal to 50. Change the label to lava, and now if I press F8, the game should start and the cube will not go on lava at all. So on the lava I should put it to map that huge. Yeah. So I think that's it for today. I've covered everything I wanted, and we have now some working doors and some lava that the cube won't work on, and basically that's it. Thank you for watching this, so see you in the next video.